no matter when or where you meet them, once you let them in, they somehow find a place with you forever.
I got involved in the Humane Society of Charlotte many years ago, probably, this is back when I was in radio. I've been over 35 years involved in the Humane Society of Charlotte because of my love of animals, all animals, and the fact that I think that every dog, every cat needs a special home, like Stetson. I know that right here in this community, there's an organization that cares enough about animals to make sure that they find a special home, that they have a safe place to be before they find that home.
Pets can touch and transform lives in immeasurable ways if they're given a chance. Right here, right now in Charlotte, there are thousands of homeless and unwanted animals, some abused, many neglected, and the rest forgotten. More than 12,000 homeless dogs and cats are euthanized each year, simply because they don't have a home. For more than 30 years, the Humane Society of Charlotte has been a community resource for pets and people.
To have a community where our pets have a place to go, where there's an organization looking out for the animals and people who can learn about taking care of their animals and what needs to happen so that we'll have a good community for animals, that's a big deal. That's a part of being a good city.
The Humane Society of Charlotte is dedicated to giving the animals that come through its doors an opportunity to find safe and loving homes. Staff and volunteers work tirelessly to give the animals in their care the best during their stay in the shelter and a chance to live good lives by connecting them with new families.
One of the biggest challenges that we face here in this community is that people really don't realize the scope of the problem for animals in Charlotte. Our shelters here see over 18,000 animals a year come in. You know, many of those animals don't make it out to good homes. I feel like our role is to try to save more animals' lives in this community and be partners with animal care and control and reduce those numbers.
The benefits are priceless. Fulfilling their mission is not. The Humane Society of Charlotte is a nonprofit organization and relies solely on generous donations from foundations, corporations, and people like you.
For the community of Charlotte, the perfect world is that we have the programs and resources in place to provide the support not only to the animals, but to the citizens of this community. To be able to help them get their animals altered, help them solve behavioral problems so they don't even end up in shelters. I mean, that's the critical piece. Being able to have a community where no healthy animals are euthanized by being able to provide those programs and resources for our citizens and for our pets.
HSC provides so many resources to the community, from spay and neuter clinics to low-cost vaccine clinics, educational outreach, and of course they provide homes for many of the needy animals in our community.
Your support is critical to keep these programs and resources alive.
We just believe in what you do so much. It was just not a matter of, you know, should we help support you? It was, gosh, you know, we should have been doing this many years ago, you know, not just adopting the dogs that you've got, but to help in other ways. We can see where the money goes. All you have to do is go to the Humane Society and you can see all around you. It's a wonderful facility.
The Humane Society of Charlotte also needs the support of people willing to give their time.
The Humane Society of Charlotte is just an absolute gift to our community. I think we're so incredibly fortunate to have these phenomenal people, my heroes. I think the people there are just so dedicated, so compassionate, so loving. I love that my daughter sees this, that this is an example for her when we go in to pick up the foster animals, and she sees the dedication of the volunteers, and she sees, you know, the patience when people are on the phone talking to somebody about surrendering an animal. I mean, there's just so many wonderful examples there.
Her daughter, Nia, is paying attention and already paying it forward.
For my 8th birthday party, my whole class went to the aquatic center, and instead of bringing presents for me, they brought gifts and money for the Humane Society so they can buy more stuff and replace stuff that is worn out for the animals.
The more volunteers, the more foster families, the more animals we can help.
Yeah.
And we need help. You know,
yeah.
An extra pair of hands is a good thing for sure. I know when we first started there were about 30 foster families. I believe there are now about 50. We could use double that. The more animals that we can bring in and foster, the more animals that can come over from animal control that hopefully won't have to be euthanized. If they're adoptable, they deserve a family and they need a second chance.
Because for every animal adopted, another comes in.
I can't deny that there's no greater feeling that if you've shown a dog to a family, you know, or a couple, whatever, and it goes home, it's a great feeling to know that you've got that dog somewhere to live, hopefully for the rest of its life, in a loving home.
As was the case for Elmo. Elmo's story with the Humane Society of Charlotte began with a chance encounter with the perfect stranger at a park.
So one morning I go to a park, normally as I always do, in the parking lot like on 3rd. And there's these two dogs just running around, playing with each other in the parking lot. There's guys coming, parking, getting off the train, patting them, just walking by. And I'm like, well, that doesn't sound right.
So he took steps to get both dogs off the streets.
I usually keep an extra leash in my car. So I took one out, got one of them, used my belt for the other one. One of them, the owner came, and then one of them was still at animal control. And then I guess you guys brought him over to Humane Society, and you know, we found a great owner.
With the family of former Charlotte Mayor Pat McCrory.
The great thing about this story is that a man apparently had found the dog on South Boulevard somewhere. And I'd love to meet the man that found this dog and literally saved his life. And our life is different because of this dog. He, in many ways.
In many ways, yeah.
This is only a snapshot of what happens through the Humane Society of Charlotte. There's much more work to be done. They need your donations and your support to continue to create fresh starts, second chances, and life-changing unions for more deserving pets and people.
Hi, Amanda McDowell for the Humane Society of Charlotte. Animals are near and dear to my heart, and I am here because the animals of Charlotte need your help. The Humane Society of Charlotte is a community resource committed to improving the lives of companion animals through adoption, spade, neuter, and education. They are helping to build a better community for animals by making a difference in the lives of homeless pets each and every day. Remember, they don't need much, but they do need you.